In the headlines, Bakare residents demand a new solution to garbage problem. The electoral department appealing to unverified voters, and a fire victim looking forward to a new beginning. These stories and more coming up in today's GVD News on the Go. Good day, viewers. Welcome to GVD News on the Go for today, Wednesday, March 2nd, 2016. I am your presenter, Shruta Gopal. Viewford residents are calling on the relevant authorities to implement a new strategy to cater to the garbage issue in the Bakare area. These persons are fed up with the issue that they are faced with and are calling for this matter to be properly attended to. Anisha Fanis brings us the story.
Residents of the Bakare area are convinced that they live in a garbage dump. They express that they have had this garbage problem for over a decade now and that it is worsening, with the real issue coming when it rains as garbage piles up at the back of their homes. The issue that these residents are experiencing stems from the poor drainage. The drain which goes into the Bakare area was constructed with a dead end, which is located towards the back of the resident's home. They explain that when it rains, most of the town's drains lead to that area, bringing down all the garbage with it and causing a huge heap of waste.
Le problème ça, il check tant même ça là, mais voyez ça, il plus mauvais. Puis toute Gloville là sans canal ici, il a descendu.
OK, la
Et la pluie madame hele moun ga hele. Avant la pluie a venu tout hole ni kay moi là. Avant la pluie venu tout hole là za bloc et glo. C'est pour nous pour oui.
OK, ça c'est ça ca cause my
Yes. Moun ba dormi là souhait.
Ou quoi la pièce nous ici à Pizani Dengue pour la petite.
Mokotan.
OK, so ka pou yon le gouvernement town council pour.
Yes, une fois pas grand épi, regardez l'état là, ba épi point, regardez l'état là. Là ni ti maman ka reste au Lyon, là ni moun ka reste, c'est pas ça ni moun ka reste toute Gloville là c'est ici ka descendre. C'est bio faire grand mec ça.
Peter St. Roman, who is another resident of the area, says that the drain was being cleaned regularly under the guidance of the previous town council mayor, but since his departure years ago, the maintenance had stopped.
During Goodman's time, he was a very polite fella. He used to see our tractor come and think for.
Along with the issue of flooding in the area, the influx of garbage creates a breeding ground for mosquitoes. This adds to their concerns as they confess that persons have suffered from dengue fever in the area. Residents say that they cannot continue to live like this and are calling on the relevant authorities for an immediate resolution to this problem. Anisha Fanis, GVD News.
The Electoral Department has extended the deadline for persons whose name appears on the unverified voters list to check with the office to get on the official voters list. The Chief Elections Officer, Gaspar Jabaptiste, made the announcement during a press conference at the department's office on High Street, Castries. Jabaptiste explained that registered electors whose name appear on the list are asked to avail themselves at any one of their offices located across the island no later than March 15th. Jabaptiste continued that failure to do so will result in their names being deleted from the voters list in accordance with the Elections Act, which states that where an elector has been notified has failed to appear before the CEO, the elector's name must be removed from the register of electors. He further affirmed that holders of national ID cards that are due to expire in 2016 are asked to visit one of their centers or offices for the renewal of their cards, along with a birth certificate. One resident of Viewfort is aiming to get her life back together after she lost her home and all her belongings on Valentine's Day 2016. Giselle Francis brings us this story.
Hermine Donai, also known as Baby or Bruceville Vieux-Fort, lost her home as a result of fire on February 14, 2016, and says that it is difficult having to start over. She believes that the house was set ablaze by her ex-boyfriend, as she had been threatened by him to do so, and he was seen near the house the night of the incident.
The night the incident happened, I was at the Coca-Cola shop. I went to visit the house after 7, and when it was after 11, we closed the shop. But since the guy was already around and he asked me to give him my keys to the house, I decided no. Okay, and I know who he is because he has threatened me before, and the look on his face. I left the place and I went down to my mother's house after 11 that night. My son was already at my mother's home. And after 1, my cousin called me, tell me my house is on fire. So since he had already threatened to do it, my mind tell me he's the one who did it.
Despite all of this, she is trying her best to remain optimistic and is looking forward to rebuilding, and has even planned a fundraising barbecue in her aid.
I would wish to have my house back because I like being independent. I also do my little hairdressing and stuff. And my equipment's got burnt in the house also. So right now I'm back to square one.
Donai explains that she has approached the Prime Minister for assistance, who has promised to help her upon receiving the official fire report. She also welcomes assistance from the general public. Anyone who wishes to assist can contact her at 714-4789 or can make financial contributions to account number 26216 at the Library Credit Union. Giselle Francis, GVD News.
The island's most modern secondary school will now be known by a new name that evokes decades of development and national service. The former Marigot Secondary School, opened in 2006, was officially renamed the John Odlum Secondary School during a function held for the purpose on Tuesday, March 1, 2016. Mr. Odlum served as a Member of Parliament for Castries South for 23 years, prior to which he was one of St. Lucia's first Labour and Social Welfare officer. Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Kenny D. Anthony remarked that the ceremony was being held to celebrate the memory of John Odlum and to cast his name in stone to recognize him as another great St. Lucian who has contributed to our development, indicating that the school was intended to serve children from the communities of Ancillary, Canaries, Roseau, and Cul-de-sac. The Prime Minister also reminded that the construction was a long-held ambition for John Odlum. The remaining ceremony was attended by Cabinet colleagues, including Minister of Education and current Member of Parliament for Castries South, Honorable Dr. Robert Lewis, members of Odlum family, including Mr. Odlum's widow, children and grandchildren, representatives of the Ministry of Education, and the entire school population. Mr. Odlum passed away in 2013. This has been GVD News on the go for today, Wednesday, March 2nd, 2016. I am Shweta Gopal. Join us every day at 5 p.m. for the latest developments around the island. GVD News, now that's coverage you can count on.